It's the most wonderful time of the year. That's right, the Christmas season. And I love it. During this time, I love driving around my neighborhood, looking at the houses all decorated and adorned with the multicolored or white golden lights. Mariah Carey, fully defrosted from her slumber, belts out her famous or perhaps infamous Christmas song, All I Want for Christmas Is You, and it's on every damn radio station and commercial. And let's not forget about those Christmas movies and TV shows: Home Alone, Christmas Vacation, A Christmas Story, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, you know, the classics. And it's also known as a time to wish for peace on earth and goodwill toward men. And spending time with family. I mean, if you can't spend it with family and friends, then what's it about, right? But it's also that time of year where Santa finds out who's naughty or nice. And I can't think of anyone who deserves to be on Santa's nice list than Anthony Greeno. I mean, he is an advocate for victims and their families, and
I'm a felon, a con man, a grifter, a tragedy pimp, and pretty much everything that everybody talks bad about. That's me.
Burn it down!
A state Senate bill that was passed earlier this year has spurred a movement across Indiana to help raise awareness for unsolved crimes.
As News 18's Marvin Bills reports, the movement has made its way to Greater Lafayette, and advocates are hoping it'll bring closure to families.
True Crime Investigates host and Delphi native Anthony Greeno says a new Indiana law is giving families of unsolved crimes newfound hope. The victims' rights law allows them to request a new investigation through the Indiana State Police.
There are a lot of circumstances where individuals just feel hopeless, that the cases have went on for so long that there's just never going to be a resolution.
Anthony lost his mother in 1996 when he was only 10. The cause of death was undetermined. After years of searching for answers, he found a passion to help others after the death of Abby and Libby. This year, Anthony held his first March for Justice event in Muncie.
Putting out missing flyers, we're putting out posters of suspects in different crimes. And it's basically to create unity within different families that are going through the same thing.
And that same support system is making its way to Greater Lafayette.
The ultimate goal on this one is really just to raise awareness and educate people on the new Enrolled Act 177. Our goal here is to raise awareness for missing persons, unsolved murders, and even you yourself if you're a victim of an unsolved crime. So,
in Tippecanoe County, Marvin Bills, News 18.
Hi, this is Rick, and this is Burn After Reading. Anthony Greeno has claimed to be many things. It's a long and quite absurd list, but what I'd like to focus on in this episode is his claim of being a true crime advocate for Abby and Libby, their families, and beyond. Based on that news video that you just watched, it would appear that he is. However, perception isn't always reality. Before we can decide if he's a victim advocate or not, we must ask the question, what is a victim advocate? A victim advocate is an individual who interacts closely with victims of crime and support them in a number of ways. Victim advocates offer a wide range of services, from legal assistance to emotional help. Pretty easy to understand that advocates help and support victims, and that it shouldn't come with any other motive unless it is to extend that help to other people. The reason and cause should always be sincere. So, does Greeno interact favorably and closely with the families of these victims? Is his intentions pure? Let's take a look at a few things. First, let's look at some comments from Becky Patty, Libby's grandma, and Anna Williams, Abby's mom. So we're going to look at some Facebook posts from a couple years ago. Let's take a look at Becky's first. In this one, she writes, I cannot comment on Anthony Greeno's Facebook page, so if someone is friends with him, please share. Unless you heard that the killer of Libby and Abby has been arrested straight from law enforcement and can back it up with proof of who you heard it from, please take this down. There are enough rumors going around without something like this added. Here's another post from Becky, and this one is strong. She writes, This is for Anthony Greeno. I did ask politely for you to take that post down. You did state a false fact for sensationalism for people to share, and unfortunately, they did. I do hope this adolescent act did not hamper this case. I did watch your video explaining. My question to you is this. You stated over and over you had no faith in the sketch, but you are naming your suspect because of his resemblance to the sketch? So which is it? The sketch is correct or not? If you think the sketch is correct, then that means you have to have some belief in law enforcement for coming up with it, which, by the way, you continually bash. You also go on about how he looks like Bridge Guy. So does most of the men in this state. Pretty hard to pick one person from all that fit these descriptions. I did not hear any explanation of proof he was even in the state of Indiana, let alone Carroll County, on February 13th. Seems to me you had very little evidence needed to publicly make the announcement you did today. What I heard was a lot of rambling. If you are somehow correct and this person of interest is arrested of the murder of Libby and Abby, I will smile and celebrate right along with you. But not until an arrest is made first. While this man is a monster, it does not give you the right to make announcements such as you did today. I realize you have no skin in the game. So to you, no big deal. But to us, this is something we live with daily. You need to think before you post something untrue that can affect this case. This is not a ratings game. Just so you know, if you somehow manage to get past that felon thing and get your name on the ballot for sheriff, I will not be voting for you because we need someone way more mature than you and what you have shown us.
And it's all about, I need to be bigger. I need more people to see me. I need the exposure, man. And it's like you put out that information hoping that people will bite on it and, bite on it and like believe you. Even if it's true and some things are exaggerated, right? It's sensationalized.
So let's read what Anna Williams thinks about Anthony Greeno. She writes in a very strong post, Anthony Greeno continues to disgust me with his tactics. Later on, Anthony Greeno replies back to her, You hate me for what reason? To show others what could have possibly happened? Like I said, it was based on what people talk about in these groups. To try to understand what the man was thinking, to retrace the steps, to locate this man. And I am not the only one here who made that. There was a total of approximately 20 others assisting. Now let's pause right there. Who asked you to investigate this? Well, clearly the family didn't ask you to investigate this. That's pretty clear. Also, you're not really qualified to investigate a criminal act. And that's pretty much proven based on who you thought the suspect was at that time. And here you are today trying to act like, oh, I've been right there helping law enforcement. Yeah, okay. All right. Anyways, let's move on. Why don't you hate them? And the girls who helped are in fact your daughter's friends from school who volunteered to help. So let's stop there again. Maybe she hates you or finds you disgusting because you were the one leading and manipulating the charge. Maybe those girls didn't quite understand what your motives were, but Anna Williams does. Becky Patty does. So maybe that's why she doesn't hate them or find them disgusting. And then, here's a real kick in the head. I have nothing but love for you, Anna. Wish you would just talk to me about this and we can resolve something. Anna Williams wasn't buying his bullshit, and she replies, You have no love. You care about you, and you excel at false advertising. The only person excited for you is you. So, Anthony just has all this love. I'm sure not just for Anna, but for the entire family. He just loves them. Let's see how Anthony shows his love, shall we? Basically, fuck the families and the haters. Solve this case yourself. I'm out. We wish he was out. 2 days later, he writes, and remember, he's doing this because he has nothing but love. I'm doing it for the reward money. Damn. Nice kid, right? So, based on the evidence, does Greeno fit the criteria of a victim advocate? Actually, wait. Before that's answered, let's ask these questions. Does a victim advocate dox people because they are criticized? Does a victim advocate threaten to post nudes of his ex-girlfriend because she happens to be friends with a person who is criticizing him? Does a victim advocate threaten to murder critics, their critic's partner, and their children? Does an advocate threaten a critic by telling him he should show him what his mother's head looks like on a stick? If you answered yes, you're an idiot. If you answered no, well, these are all the things Greeno has done. I said it before, he's a true crime televangelist. Perhaps not as good as others, but he's one nevertheless. He claims to be things he's not, and he offers things that are about as valid as the prosperity gospel. He once offered this.
Anybody want a job? Because if you need a job and you want to make lots of money, come join me. And you will make approximately 20 grand a month. If you don't believe me, ask me to see the checks. I'll show them to you. It requires traveling around. I'll drive you in a company vehicle. You'll stay in hotels for free. You'll always have food money, even if you don't work. So if you want a job, 20 grand a month, traveling around with me, you stay in a hotel for free and eat for free. I'll send you the check. I'll show you the checks just to show you. Come on now. In 20 days, I made over $12,000. And then I hit another job for $5,000. Okay? So if there's anybody out there that likes to travel, right now I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. Just left St. Augustine. In the last month, I've been all the way from Charlotte to Charleston, to Augusta, Georgia, to Atlanta, Columbia, South Carolina, and down here in Florida. Oh, Savannah too. So it's a lot of traveling around. I'm the one that drives. If you got a driver's license, it'd probably be even better. And it ain't nothing. It's painting stuff. Pressure washing stuff. You can't do the bail bonds with me because, well, you're not allowed to do that, but I'll do that too on the side. But this job is simple. Out of those 16 days that I made the $12,000, if you're taking a guess how many hours I worked, about 10, because it only takes me about an hour or two to finish the job. So if you need a job, inbox me or hit me up definitely hit me up, because 20 grand a month, cash, no taxes, free hotels, free traveling around, just riding around with me bullshitting. That's the shit. Never thought I'd run into something like this, but it's awesome.
Well, can you guess how that turned out? So well, in fact, that he would rather drop cash apps on his YouTube channel or wherever else so that you can give him money, because he thinks if you do it that way, it's considered a gift and he doesn't have to pay taxes on it. Well, on someone's YouTube live stream a couple days ago, they set him straight.
It is, it's also can be considered a gift, right?
And YouTube is recognized as a job because it does pay you.
Correct. On
You have to
YouTube.
pay taxes and
Through
everything.
You have
too.
to pay taxes on it.
Through our views
Yeah.
and stuff. But let's say right now you drop your Cash App, you drop your PayPal link, and people donate $10,000 to that. That
Please
is a
do.
gift. It's a gift. It's
I
not an
wish.
income.
Right.
But
No, it's not,
right?
it's not a gift. If it's over $10,000, you got to report
Well,
it.
I mean, I'm just throwing
But-
out that number. But wouldn't it be a gift? Would they have to report
No,
that?
it's not a gift, because you're getting those proceeds from a service that you're providing, and anybody that's investigating that, it would fall under that. It's not a gift. It's not a gift. You know, I can tell you right now, they'd be ate up in an audit.
You're going to come up to me and hug my neck and kiss me and say, thank you, thank you, thank you for getting that money out of my pocket.
You know, the crazy thing here, even though it's not the same kind of racket it used to be for Greeno, idiots will still send him money. No different than televangelist Jimmy Baker, who went to prison on 8 counts of mail fraud, 15 counts of wire fraud, and 1 count of conspiracy. When he got out, eventually he's back on TV selling more fraud to people, like his end of days food buckets. Greeno goes to prison for not paying child support, and in a letter in 2020, he pretends to care about Abby and Libby, but he could give 2 shits about his own kids. He boasted in a letter to the court that he would never pay child support. Eventually he gets out, proclaims he's changed, and we all need to give him a chance because we all make mistakes. But what ends up happening? Well, he's the same vile prick that he ever was, threatening to murder, dox, etc. Yet idiots still eat it up. Thankfully, there are those who woke up and they're seeing right through his act. What's crazy is that I haven't even touched the surface on this guy. Quite frankly, it's very time consuming. But thank God we have people like Cold Truth and Truth Be Told, and actually some others, and they have done quality work exposing this clown. Before I wrap this up, let me address the almighty Anthony Greeno, because I know he's watching. Yeah, you like to threaten murder. You like to threaten to murder people's families. You know, at one time you wanted to get into some charity event with me and fight. This was during the whole beef with Delphi After Dark, in which, let's be honest, that never would have happened. You don't understand promoting a fight, or the costs, the fees, the regulations, etc. that come with it. I won't be surprised if more threats come my way. So, in the event that they do, let me say this. Don't hunt what you can't kill. I don't go looking for fights, but make no mistake about it. If you try to stalk me, and if you try me, Ohio has the stand your ground law. If push comes to shove, I happen to have a can of whoop ass wherever I go, and it just so happens to have your name on it. So just don't, son. I've never fought an Oompa Loompa or a Christmas elf reject before, and it's not something I want to put on my bucket list. By the way, Snow White called. She wants to know when you're coming home. You could put 5'10" on whatever forms you want, but you're 5'6" to me. So if reincarnation exists, I hope the next stage of your life comes with a ladder, because that is what you will need to kiss my ass. Oh, and before I forget, Don't give me this shit about how you're not afraid of prison because you're some badass motherfucker and it's just like a vacation. I've heard audio of you incarcerated, and you don't sound like a badass motherfucker to me.
Please answer the phone. I'm trying to write Michael a letter. I don't have any money, any paper, any envelopes. The Clampets know people here in these yards are treating me like crap. They're being mean to me. My mom is trying to help, but she doesn't know how. I need something. I need something to help me, please. I'm being treated like crap here. I'm in the same damn jail that Daniel Nations was in. And everybody here knows who I am because of Keith Clampett, my Cunningham's troll. Please help me. Please, I'm begging you, please help me. Please contact Michael and find out about Bond, please. I'm going crazy here. I only get out 1 hour a day. They won't let me with anybody else because I'm popular here. Please help me.
Until next time, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and have a Happy New Year.